Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. I'm your host, Color Fade. It's episode 41. We advanced this quest over here. Not this one, not a rumor. This quest, Blades in the Void, and basically you don't want to do this next step until you're ready to go to Chapter 3, because the game is going to move into Chapter 3 once you've done this. We have a whole bunch of other stuff to do. Telecos Epsilon, we need to find the seal on Janus. That's a conversation, I think. Duty of the Navis Nobilite, we gotta go to Dargonus to deal with some things, and we have to try to run around here and do some more of this stuff if we can. So, what we're gonna do is try to get back to Dargonus, seal on Janus. Let's do that first. Let's try to get there. It's a really relatively safe trip over here. And the forces from different decks on the Von Valencia's report a terrifying sight. The skin of some crew members has become translucent. Excuse me, revealing knots of muscle and blood vessels beneath. Worse yet, some small spider-like insects were seen scurrying inside of them, snow white and sparkling like ice. The transformed could not see this phenomenon in themselves or anyone else, only occasionally complaining about a prickly feeling in their extremities. Some were branded as mutants and killed. The survivors reverted back after the vessel emerged in real space. That doesn't sound good. Okay. Should we spend a point to make this a little better? Yes, because we're going to come back over here. All right, there we go. Warp travel to there. We'll get probably another message. No, we don't. Okay. Seal on Janus. Let's see about this. Visit the Janus. Heinrichs van Kelox. And we need to take a look at our planetary projects. So why don't you stop right there real quick and we'll take a look at them. On Foulstone, what can we do now? Anything? No. On Janus, we finished a cure for sloth and we get Tears of Repentance. Any creatures that enter the area of effect created by this grenade must pass a strength, toughness, and willpower resistance test with a minus 55 penalty. On a failed toughness, they're blinded, they're slowed, or they're disturbed. Okay. That's fun. So on Janus, what else we got? The Rose of Zamarkand. But we need reputation with Kazbalik. We're going to have to go sell them some stuff here in a bit. Kiava Gamma gets the Mag Trans. We get 3 mechanisms from that. And the only thing we can do is the Chapel of Enumeration. So it costs us 3 mechanisms as an expense, and then it gives us weapons and efficiency. We want to spend our mechanisms on that. Do we have anything that we can spend mechanisms on? 2 Xenotech for a 3 profit factor. Hello. Take that. Tools of the Righteous Weapons for more extracting. Profit factor for adamantium, no. People for promethium and chemicals, maybe. 7 people for provisions, race to the top, adamantium for profit factor, and people for profit factor. Oh yes, we'll do that. Okay, those are those. So back to here. Back to this place. Let's go to Vibos. Vibos still doesn't have anything. Punishment of the Thinkers. Okay. This gives me Drusian's rep. This one gives me what? Fellowship of the Void. Gives the Cutthroat feature. All allies gain plus 10% critical damage. Punishment by calculation. I gain the Punisher feature plus 10% dodge against human enemies. And that gets me Drusians and grants 5% damage against Psychers and Navigators. What does our Excel spreadsheet say about what we should be doing with Vibos? Punishment of the Outsiders is what I say I want, because everybody gets bonuses against crit, and we need reputation with the Fellowship of the Void greater than 8,500, which we don't have, so we'll have to get there. Dargonus, Ecstasiums for the Nobility, complacency plus 2, profit factor plus 2. We can see what else is on here. Okay, they have a bunch of choices here. So Dargonus has some choices. This will give us 4 people. This will reduce our complacency and increase our efficiency and give us provisions. Doctrine of Rationality will give us efficiency. And this will give us Imperial Navy and an escort ship. So if the game wasn't currently broken in space combat, I would immediately do this because this gives you the escort ship. And we already got a second escort ship from the DLC, Lex Imperialis in the previous episode, the Heartless, which is really nice. So you end up with 2 escort ships, which is really good. What's the Filth of the Expanse? Lord Captain's voice ship gains the Master Raider feature plus 20 scrap. Oh, and you also get an escort ship from this one. So either one of these will give you a escort ship. This gives you Fellowship of the Void, and this gives you the Imperial Navy. The reason why I usually take this one is because 5,000 RP for the Imperial Navy is a big deal. And of course, the Imperial Navy, then you can get better equipment for your ship. Yeah, so we'll still do this one. Shield of the Emperor, we'll execute that. But the ship battles mean less now that the game is broken there. I'm not going to spend these mechanisms yet on this, so we'll just go down to Janus and see what's up. Janus right here. Governor Viat's estate. Alright. Let's not take Yearly yet. Let's take Adira in case she's got something interesting to say. Or, I think this is just conversation is all that's going to happen right here. So in that case, we might take Solomon because he's got some coercion. I don't think we're going to need him, but we'll take him anyways. What the heck? And we'll see what's happening. I think we just need a conversation is all. So, we need to know where this silly seal is. Attilius Quint. Your lordship, the subjects of Janus welcome you. What cares have brought you to our humble world on this occasion? I require a seal to certify a Mercatum Tabula Official. Of course, it would be an honor to assist the rogue trader. Wait but a few minutes, your lordship, and your humble servant will have your seal ready. Interesting, Shireen. I assume we would be dealing with servitors, but no. Some places in your domain still have this work being performed by people of flesh and blood. I beg your pardon, Quinn says. What's this about servitors? I have faithfully performed my sacred duties to the Imperium and the Administratum all my life. Guarding the seals is part of that. After a half-century, not a single seal damaged. I keep them in a special case and I oil the handles every month, as the rules stipulate. I am merely repeating the word of the Master of Seals on Dargonus. Servitors have replaced an entire category of lowly bureaucrats assigned to the Von Valencius' planet, so around 10 years ago now. But after 70 years of service, and not a single directive. Not from Holy Terra or from Dargonus. A complete breakdown in communication. What a farce. What an insult against all processes. Scarlet patches blossom on the secretary's pale face. But this is easily remedied. If the administratum requires such a servant, then I will immediately begin preparations for servitorization. Will of the Lex Imperialis is supreme. Jai nervously licks her lips. She clearly did not expect this response to her remark. Attilius did not think the Exalted One has any particular desire to see you lobotomized and turned into a mindless, clanking ghoul just because someone, somewhere, changed a law. You can serve humanity while remaining as you are, Attilius. Could a servitor replace a true administrative officer who is passionate about his work? After lots of prevarication, Attilius's hunched figure sags. Of course you are right. I will continue to serve Janus in the Von Valencius Protectorate as before. And today I will dispatch a request for copies of edicts issued by the Imperium over the last 50 years. Who knows what else we have missed here on Janus? Jai lets out a breath, obviously relieved. That is wonderful, Attilius. Just wonderful. Just don't go poking at your eyes with a long needle, at least until you receive a direct order to do so from your precious administratum. Here you are, Quint says. The secretary proffers the sealed certificate with care, and may the Emperor bless your path. All right. How are things on Janus while we're here? Without the enemies of humanity on your land? Wonderfully, your lordship. The people of Janus are indebted to you for ridding our world of heresy. The Emperor, as my witness, Janus will continue to serve the Von Valencius dynasty, but not in precisely the same way as before. I must take my leave. Okay, great. That's super duper. The void ship. Okay. So I gotta figure out where it is that I want to go. There's a place that I actually want to get to. Yeah. Latoshian's Passage. That's where we want to go. We gotta get there. Where is Latoshian's Passage? Gotta figure this out. Where is this place? Latoshian's Passage is up there. We want to go there. Uncharted System. Okay. I would like to stop at a few other places, but we need to go there. And the reason why is because there's a puzzle there, and there's a pretty neat sword there. And there's a puzzle, so I kind of want to go there. And then we'll head to Dargonas. We'll go to Muro 79. Sounds like a fun place to be. Let's visit this. It says we haven't visited Muro. There are nothing significant here. Okay, so ice planet, nothing significant. There's this. A strange and frightening discovery was made at one of the sites on this frozen world. Countless human bodies suspended in the clear ice of a glacier. The bodies showed no signs of injury. It was as if they dived into liquid water the moment before it turned to solid ice, freezing them in place with their eyes wide open and their hair fanning out behind them. This was the work of Frozone. Where is my supersuit? Searchers uncovered nothing that could explain this mystery. Oh, believe me, it was Frozone. Explorator Void Station. We got some unknown ships here. Oh, Imperial Navy engaging with pirates. Yes, we'll do that. The siding with the Imperial Navy will get us some profit factor. Lord Captain, we have Imperial Navy squadron preparing to engage a pirate mob. The forces of both flotillas are comparable. Do you wish to intervene? Okay. Hail the commander of the Imperial Navy forces. Who are you trying to kill out there? Greetings, rogue trader. We have tracked down a gang of murderers led by the notorious criminal Lucretia van der Orsen. This woman is responsible for many atrocities, including the murder of her own father, the planetary governor of the imperial world Celica. She conspired with the Void Rabble, helped them commit a massacre on her home planet, became their leader, and now she was running amok. I invited you to join me in bringing her to justice. Oh, really? I see. Well, I am hailing the commander or gang boss or whoever is in charge of your void scoundrels. Your lordship, this is Princess Lucretia van der Roysen. I beg you do not remain on the sidelines. That old ruffian, Admiral Sarho, is willing to kill thousands of people just to get to me. He's not a force of justice. He is obsessed with his own personal desires. He has been stalking me for years. He got my father to agree to our wedding and even now refuses to give up. Please protect me and the handful of freedom fighters like myself. We do not want to be ruled by tyrants like Sarho. Well then. We attacked the Imperial Navy from the rear. Today I fight for freedom. Especially someone who's going to be forced into a marriage with a jerk. Pirate sympathizers. You have been identified and will be held to Imperial justice. Actually, so there's a couple different rewards. You get an additional profit factor if you help the pirates, and you also get a helmet that has a nice effect for snipers. If you help the Imperial Navy, you get one profit factor, but you get more Imperial Navy reputation, and you get an amulet that's good for people like Abelard or anybody who has Medicae skill and toughness, because it's going to make them have more hit points. It's a big, long battle here. Pirates. I don't know when our turn is. I'm here. It's right there. Cool. It's a fun fight, and it's not that hard if your torpedoes work. But since they don't, we got a big boat up here. 250 Dictator class cruiser. Fun. Thanks, Rogue Trader. I'll cat if you ever want to fix this.
Fade into nothing.
Trophies. We get the fighter deck. Interceptors. Scrap 202. We can upgrade our ship some more. Lucretia van der Roysen, your lordship, I cannot tell you how grateful I am. Please accept my sincere appreciation and a shuttle with gifts. In addition to the spoils taken from the defeated enemy, the presents include a very special item. The old bastard Sawhole was very proud to possess it. I will send word of your kindness to all corners of the expanse, and let the Fellowship of the Void know that you are a friend to the free people. We needed some Fellowship of the Void reputation, so that's good. We get the Sniper's Bravado, which is a helmet whenever the wearer's single-shot ranged attack deals damage equal to or more than 25% of the target's maximum wounds. This attack randomly inflicts blinded, staggered, or slowed, so that's always nice. We get 2 Profit Factor. We get 2 Profit Factor and a Coughing Fit. Thank you so much, Lungs. I love you. You're so great. God, if I could cybernetically replace one part of my body, it would be my lungs. I hate these things. Too bad I need them. All right. Well, where will you go now? To a place where there are no ranks, no authority, no tyrants, no arranged marriages. I hope our paths will cross again one day. But for now, I bid you farewell. Very nice to meet you. So let's see what we can do. What's she wearing for a helmet? Could she even wear that thing? I don't know. Oh, she can. Let's see what's she wearing right now. These goggles grant the wearer +5 bonus to lore Xenos, and they also grant a +10% hit chance against Xenos, which is fine. The only other person who really fires single fire attacks is him. This grants +15 critical hit chance to ranged attacks against enemies with less than 50% wounds left. Yeah, so it's a nice sniper thing. Single shot ranged attacks. It's cool, but it doesn't really apply to anybody. The only other person who might be able to use it, her, and what she got requires Dogmatic. Grants the wearer immunity to critical hits for the first 3 rounds of combat. Oh, I would kind of rather you have that. That'd be fun. There we go. You can have that. Okay. Well then, off we go. Doink. Get this place. There is 5 plasteel here. How much plasteel do we have? We have 16. Let's grab some more, just in case. And then Explorator Void Station. Okay, so you need 2 cargo fuel to choose the second dialogue option, is what my notes say. This results in 2 times ranged weapon cargo. Then you can still do the first option. Okay. So when the Rogue Trader's ship approaches the Adeptus Mechanicus Void Station, it is met with hostile scrutiny of the station's defense lasers. An Explorator Lex Mechanic who introduces himself as Service Unit 42 dispassionately inquires how the station can be of use to the Rogue Trader. Give transuranium elements. So cargo fuel, and we get that, and we get profit factor gained. Okay. I had the notes that it results in 2 times range weapon cargo, but we got profit factor instead. Oh, for crying. Click on the Excel spreadsheet and it scrolls. All right. 1 time profit factor. +1. If I can type. That'd be great. Yeah, why did you decide to scroll there, you dumb thing? That's not helpful. All right, back up here. So we did that, and then we can do propose a trade of resources with the explorers. Upon consulting data from the station's main cogitator, Lex Mechanic Service Unit 42 confirms that the station requires rare transuranium elements or natural gas for research of an undisclosed nature. For its part, the station cannot offer the Rogue Trader anything in exchange at the moment, but the Adeptus Mechanic's representative on Footfall will certainly repay him for his aid. Oh, and then we already did this, so... Oh, and then we do this, and we get Mechanicus Creations. Okay. We get Mechanicus Respirator. Grants the wearer +15% bonus to Medicae. Really? Mechanicus Creations and 2 fuel. Alright. And then you can still plunder the station if you want to. Cargo torpedoes. Required. Okay. So, what am I wearing? I'm wearing this thing. plus 5 critical hit chance and plus 3% critical hit chance and a plus 5% to hit chance. But if I put this thing on, where do my hit points go to? 81 to 90. Like that. Oh, we look kind of badass with that on there. I'll take that. Okay. And that works. This is hit chance, crit chance. What are you wearing? Oh yeah, Bloodlust. They gain plus 1 resolve if they have 10 or more stacks of Bloodlust. Okay. You're wearing this eye patch, yeah, which helps you out with that. Everybody else has got something that... Oh, here we go. I forgot. The Pooch has something he can wear. Cyber Mastiff gains plus 10 weapon skill and deals 75% more damage. That's kind of awesome. Gains plus 10 weapon skill and deals 100% more damage. When the Cyber Mastiff hits the apprehended enemy, the Cyber Mastiff gains a stacking plus 16 bonus to strength and a stacking bonus to toughness for 1 round. Well, why would we want to use the first one when the second one exists? There you go, buddy. Oh, he's such a proud doggy. Okay. Well, onward. What I'd really like to do is get up to Latoshin's Passage. Colony on Dargonis has started a new stage of development. See what Dargonis has for us. Lord Captain, we have received a report from Dargonis. Some common folk from the now ruined Scipione 84-249 have succumbed to the heresy of defiance, forming into gangs known as the Engine Vandals. They now ride across the wasteland adapting cleaning Goliaths. They have declared themselves outside the law, raiding the hive's outskirts, only to escape retribution in the toxic wasteland. Many of them did not want to obey your more than equitable decision to send them to the restoration site of Scipio, and thus they have fled the labor settlements, committing the heresy of disobedience. Rumor has it that the Foreman clan in charge of debris removal in the ruins of Scipion associates with these vandals. We could pass on your words to the renegades via the Foreman, or force them to disclose the locations of the rebels' nomadic camps. What is the Foreman clan? It's a union of workers and technomats who used to serve on the lower levels of Scipion. Small-scale shift bosses, useful common folk who have proved their worth with diligent labor and valuable knowledge. Of course, they rank much lower than the esteemed merchants, to say nothing of the aristocrats, but the common folk heed their kin, and the foremen have both the authority and the ability to manage them. The Scipions keep to themselves, but the foremen have not shown any signs of disloyalty. They were the first to volunteer to return to the ruins of Scipion 84-249 and start clearing the rubble. They are certainly useful and well accustomed to praising the Emperor through their labor. Moreover, their grief at the loss of their home and the resilience with which they have been born made them heroes and martyrs in the eyes of other commoners. How do they survive in the wastelands? And why do they reject my rule? It is a rather uncomfortable way of life, your lordship. They are always on the run from acid rains and hurricanes, keeping a decent distance from the hives if they do not plan on raiding at that moment. They get their food from abandoned outposts, paying for it with the lives of those killed by autonomous security systems. Water and promethium are rationed very strictly. They live by marauding, occasionally hunting and plundering, sometimes their own kin and sometimes the outskirts of the hives. They are a tribe of degenerates and barbarians that is rapidly developing its own clan culture. The civilized residents of the hives shoot the scum any chance they get. Wish to hear what my advisors have to say. If the engine vandals have managed to tame the ancient machine spirits, then that means there are technomats or even tech priests among their ranks. That renders them negotiable. It would be efficient to utilize such renegades instead of disposing of them. A promise of reward for every piece of technology found in the wastelands of Dargonis, a return to the dynasty, will ensure their obedience and tractability. If you wish to exterminate them, Alantok, do not waste your time on hunting them down. Instead, deceive them into destroying each other. Tempt them with a prize, a weapon, or a trophy that they can fight over. After the Mankey finish slicing each other up for the right to obtain it, your warriors will finish the deed. This tactic often proves effective against your kind. The aristocrats of Dargonis despise them, but are also secretly afraid of them, correct? Renegades who can invoke such fear. I wonder, had there been such exiles in my house, would their presence have curbed the ambitions of my brothers and sisters? Would they have supported me in case of conflict? Oh, I am scheming and conspiring right now, am I not? Bravo, Lady Cassia, Heinrich says. Do not be ashamed of the unique abilities bestowed upon you by your heritage. They are your birthright. The web teaches to look for the enemy's vulnerability and what drives them. If the enemy is compelled to seek sustenance by attacking your demesnes, prepare a trap full of poison gifts. Let them eat and drink to their heart's content. The poison will weaken them, and then you will strike. Pascal, what option do you give? Wasteland Generator. We get that. Oh, it's an ancient component of a Dargonis fleet frigate. Torpedo tubes capable of firing 5 short burning plasma torpedoes with 19 damage, and we get a mechanism. But we will lose a profit factor. Lady Cassia's choice will get us security +1. Cabela's choice will get us the Death Cult Power Blade. Two-handed melee weapon, 16 to 18, 14% to the target's parry, 3% to the wielder's critical hit chance. These are based on their agility bonus. Okay. This bonus stacks until the 3% to the wielder's critical hit chance for each attack they make. The bonus stacks until the end of each round. Okay, and then we follow Urilet's advice. We get the Wasteland Twister. What is this? Oh, it does more damage. It's a power sword, brutal strike, 10% to parry, -10 to enemy weapon skill when hit. I kind of like that. It gets complacency +1 if we do that, and hers gets us complacency +1, and this gets us security +1. Leader of the Engine Vandals. What's that get us? Rogue Trader gains +1 movement point. Oh, well, Lady Cassia, taking yours. We don't need the weapons. There's going to be better ones coming along. I am still naive of even the basics of these games played by the powerful, but my intuition tells me that this is a winning strategy. A meeting with the leaders of the Engine Vandals was organized through the mediation of the Foreman clan. They have gladly accepted the dynasty's proposal to serve. Having received weapons and information, the Engine Vandals slaughtered several brash and troublesome aristocrats in a few successful raids, sowing fear and reliance on the rogue traders' protection. The roar of their engines was akin to the crack of a whip over the heads of frightened cattle. Shield of the Emperor. Okay, let me get our extra. So now, what can we do? Genetic Mercy. This will just get us people. Oh, wow. The genetic purges will be stopped and we'll get people. Decree on Diligence will spend people to get complacency down, efficiency up, and provisions. Doctrine of Rationality will get more efficiency. Okay. Let's do the Decree on Diligence then. Start that one. Okay, my friend. Mundus Nullius. Did we visit this system before? I'm going brain dot everywhere. We want to get over there. I just want to check. Kind of doing things out of order of the Excel spreadsheet. Yeah, we visited this, so that's the thing about the game. It can go in a little different order, so don't treat the spreadsheet as gospel. It reminds me of people trying to follow my Kerensky plan when I did both of those series of videos when I got Kerensky. The thing is, and I've tried to explain this in my guide to the Kerensky achievement, it matters where you start, first of all, but every single system is always going to have a different set of contracts. So you cannot just follow my path system for system and expect to get the same result. You have to analyze as you go and make a decision each time. Some people have followed it really closely and still gotten it, but the point is, it's kind of like teaching someone to fish versus giving them fish. If you just follow my route verbatim, that's like me giving you fish, but it's not necessarily going to mean you're going to be successful. Knowing how to fish, knowing how to analyze each system and make a decision and decide whether to land or bypass it, that's the important factor. And being able to figure out the map yourself and route your own charts through it, that's the important information right there. All right, we'll work travel over here. Latoshian's Passage. Chart new routes. Get a point. Let's see what's here. We may want to hang on. There's not much here. There's some unknown ships. Okay. I think we're going to call this episode here, and we will deal with this whole system on the next episode, because there is the unidentified ruins here, and that's the big thing we want to take care of. Folks, you know the deal. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave your questions and comments down below. We're on to the next one, and I'll see you next time. Until then, happy gaming, everyone.